Hey, what to do, y'all? What to do? In this video here, this video is going to be somewhat of a part two of my video that I did about one-nights. But I figured I wanted to tap in to hypergamy because one-nights actually plays a role in regards to hypergamy. If you were to ask me what is the definition of hypergamy, if you would have asked me what's the definition of hypergamy, I would tell you that to me, hypergamy is the combination of one-itis and materialism. Yes, hypergamy is the combination of one-itis and materialism. Now, at the core, I understand hypergamy. Simply put, hypergamy is about you wanting better. But the problem is, people take out of context of what wanting better should mean, which is why I don't support hypergamy in its current form and probably would never support the idea of hypergamy. Because it should mean more so that, with a female that's not trying to be a woman, you just know that she's just trying to be entitled. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to be entitled and she's not really trying to do her part with a man. And I'll get to that. But with a woman that's not trying to be like a typical female, for her, she just didn't know what it's like for a man to take good care of her, and she gets around a man that is doing that. But he's doing it because he sees that she's been a proper woman towards him. Basically, she's been able to let him experience what a real woman is like, and so therefore he wants to do things for her. He wants to do things for her, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that is something that's on an individualistic level, and that's for the man to pretty much let be known. It's up to that man's discretion on what he decides to do with a prospective woman. Upon him realizing that this woman is not trying to act like a typical female versus the typical female who wants that same treatment like she's a real woman, but she's just being entitled. You know what I'm saying? So to me, hypergamy is venomous because we see for the most part what hypergamy has become today. Just a bunch of entitled females that expect to have all this royal treatment from a man from out the gate. Initially he must have this and he must have that initially, which that's far from the truth. They got to remember a lot of the feminine gender, especially the least feminine of the gender, they have to remember that you are put on this earth to be a man's helper. Of course, one would say, hey, but we also bear children. Actually, that's part of being his helper too. They call that procreation. Yes, you are pro his creation instead of being anti his creation. Yes, for 9 months, you carry his creation within you. And for 18 years, you have to tend to his creation. Just saying, despite what you want to hear and despite what you might want to say, for those who might try to be not really like much of what I'm saying right now in regards to the feminine gender. But yeah, the whole idea that the feminine gender is here to help the man, to support the man, kind of cancels out this idea of hypergamy now, does it? Because before you can get around a man, you have to be willing to help a man versus what a man is going to give you or what he should have for you. Okay? You're supposed to be there with the mindset initially that you want to be there for that man versus you initially having the mindset of what this man should already have for you. And that's what hypergamy has become. And this is why it's so poisonous, because now a lot of men who don't know of a lot of truths like I do, they get into this shallow mindset of thinking like, yo, I guess this is as far as I'm going to go from here. as far as my interactions with the feminine gender. Not realizing a lot of these females are trying to pose as women. They're really the most, they're really the least feminine and the most poisonous. But and so this is how it becomes venomous, because I've said in my live stream about toxic relationships, venom is the injection of poison. So really, so really, it's, you already know something is venomous, and then you take it on for yourself, and then you just pretty much become contaminated with that poison. So this idea that with hypergamy, with what these females are expecting men to already have before they want to really start to have any type of relationship with them, is what's very poisonous to men, because what they're expecting for men to have and all this stuff, it's contrary to the way the feminine gender is supposed to be thinking initially. Initially, she should be amongst the man thinking, what can I do to help you? How can I be there for you? I want to support you. I like you a lot. That's how she should be coming at a man. So what a lot of guys do, unfortunately, and this is where it becomes venomous with hypergamy, they take on what this female is saying in regards to her entitlement. And they be like, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. I should be having some things together in order for you to get with me. You know what I'm saying? I should be doing this and doing that. So some guys who end up liking a chick a lot, or he is in a thirst trap, because those two things aren't the same. What he usually does is he just tries to, accommodate her. A righteous man that's not simping just tries to accommodate her. Whereas the simp, he just tries to cater to her. Now, the righteous man, aka the real definition of a nice guy, when the righteous man is trying to accommodate her, he's pretty much giving her the benefit of the doubt. Now, I encourage righteous men, the real men, patriarchal men per se, masculine men, you high value men, I encourage you not to do that. Don't accommodate her like that, because she should be in many ways trying her best to accommodate you, because she already sees what type of man you are. She sees the way you've already been treating her with a lot of respect. That's why she likes you so much. And this is on top of what she already likes about you as an individual. You shouldn't have to go through all these loops and all these different changes just to get a chick to be around you. So this is why, to me, hypergamy is so venomous, because a man has to go through all these different loops and all these different channels just to keep a chick around him, based on what she is trying to require, based on what she expects, based on what she demands, which all this require, expect, and demand, all of this is a masculine trait that the feminine gender should never take on. If anything, she takes on that man's trait of what he has in mind for her, and she applies it to her life in order for her to be a better helper to him, which he reciprocates by just taking good care of her. His way of saying thank you. So that's the way it's supposed to go. Anything other than that is very venomous, and it represents what hypergamy has become in its truest form, if you will, versus its core. Its core, I believe, there's nothing wrong with you wanting better, but why do you want better things? That's the question one needs to ask themselves, those who call themselves supporting hypergamy. Signing out.